working mom and all of my routines. I am here to share my experiences and hope that they're helpful for you to be organized and just to know that you're not in it alone. If you have any comments or suggestions, recommendations, please comment below and like and subscribe to see more. Thank you and enjoy my video. I was preparing for the week on a nice calm Sunday morning, going through my desk and organizing all my files and trinkets and things from the crazy week that had passed. So now I'm going through documentations and reading them and organizing them. I try to be as paperless as possible, so I'm going to be scanning these in and filing them digitally. Any hard copies that I need to keep, I will file them away, and that will be stuff like wet signature contracts or certificates, anything that I need to keep an original of. Usually I like to categorize my documents in between two categories, personal or business, and then subcategorize them after that. I run a small virtual assistant business, and I kind of do this for a living, so I've got it down to a T. But sometimes things get crazy and I get busy and I have a pile like this that I have to go through. So I'm just playing catch up here and making sure I'm all caught up and ready for the week. So once I go through the documents and make my piles, right now I'm making a pile of items to scan. And then I'll go ahead and purge what I need to purge after that. So I do a personal category, and then in that I have family folders for each member of the family. I have inside those members of the family, they have identification folders, which would contain IDs, passports, driver's license, any other license, birth certificates, social security cards, things like that. And then I would have one for vehicles, which would have all our vehicle information. I'd have another one for home, one for bills, one for finances, things like that, kind of in that order, so you get the gist of it. And this is my Dynamo label maker. It goes with me everywhere, to clients' homes. I use it in my personal life as well. I am currently using it in this video to create my to-do or action item folder. This is going to go in my easy access folders on my desk. So anything I need to take care of this week, it will be ready for me in my to-do folder, including this rent check, ready to go and be picked up and dropped off at the front office. I'll go ahead and leave the link below to the Dynamo label in case you're interested in checking it out. It is very useful. There's so many label makers out there, but if you want to check it out, I'll leave you a link. So I like to use the KonMari method in a lot of my organizing, along with additional strategies and techniques that have worked for me throughout the years of organizing my items and my routine. In the KonMari method, there is what they call kimono, which is miscellaneous items, and that's what I'm doing now, is kind of categorizing those items all in like items and like size. So for example, pens, tape, whiteout, you want to keep those all like items together. So I usually do it as office supplies, and all my pens of the same size are together, all of my tape of the same size are together, all of my whiteouts, all of my paper clips, staples, those types of things. And then using boxes to compartmentalize those items in their like sizes in storage. If you'd like me to show you a video of how I keep my office supply storage organized, comment that below and I'd be happy to put together a video on that for you. One of the strategies to the KonMari method that I really like and take to heart is that as you're purging items and sorting items through, especially miscellaneous, you hold the item in your hand, and if the item sparks joy to you, or you have a connection, or you see this item to use of you in your future, or you want this item in your future, you keep the item and sort it appropriately. If you don't have that connection or joy or use, or don't see it in your future or don't want it in your future, you simply thank the item for the service in your life and rid yourself of it and get rid of it and remove it. And that is why the KonMari method is something that is more personal. And when it comes to organization and purging items, this is something that's very personal that only you can really do and go through this process. You can hire someone to try to come and take care of this for you, but you would definitely need to be present in that if you were going to do that, because it requires your personal connection to the item. No one can do that for you. So yeah, we have to just kind of enjoy this process and not think of it as a task, but think of it as a remedy, and also for your health, to keep your system, your energy, your flow in your workspace or your home at a place that brings you peace. Let me know in the comments below if any of you have used the KonMari method and how it's worked for you in your home or in your business or in your personal life, if it's helped you come to any realizations, created more productivity and success for your life, and how it affected you. I'd love to hear about it. So please go ahead and feel free to comment below and let me know your experience. Okay, so I'm finally finishing here and creating the labels for my envelopes that my cards are going to go onto. And I start with business cards. These cards were really thick, so I double folded the top layer of this, and I think in the future I'm going to trade these envelopes out for something else. So now I am printing out my label for gift cards and memberships. I keep an Excel sheet with my gift cards, their balances, my membership numbers, rewards, airline miles, things of those nature, in one Excel sheet, and I file the actual physical card here as well. This is my hanging card file. This is where I'm going to put all my envelopes with my cards in here. I usually would keep them in here loose, but now that I've reorganized and purged a few things and collected a few things, I noticed I have more cards than I thought. Okay, so now I have just a few more final cards, sticky notes and papers and things like that laying around that I wanted to finalize filing away and categorizing to put into my card file. Now that I know the envelopes fit, they're labeled, they have their categories, I'll go ahead and finalize this now. last section here are for my credit cards, and I keep them filed away here in my card file because I either don't use them and I just store them in case I need them for an emergency, or they're in Apple Pay or in my vault and I don't need to carry the physical card with me. Okay, so at this point I was getting to the point where I was getting tired, and so I just went ahead and grabbed a sticky note or a little notepad and folded it up and used it as a label card and wrote it in. Normally I would cut out a nice white blank sheet of paper and print out a label for this, but I was getting tired, so I said, you know what, let me just put a temporary label and I'll come back and do this later. These are my shortcut strategies that I use, and then I revisit and finalize it at another time. It's okay not to get everything done perfect all at once because it can be tiresome. I do take breaks sometimes when I'm cleaning up like this, but this project I just went through. I was in the zone. I had my worship music on in the background. And if I get tired of doing one specific item or category, I just switch to a different item or category. Another way of getting through it is just in your mind thinking of something else, or reminiscing on memories, or just focusing on something else and just creating it more of an automatic process of cleaning, and that helps the time go by, that helps the process go by, so that you're not focused and thinking, oh gosh, I don't want to clean this. Think more of something positive, a memory, something that you have to do later, and keep your mind busy with that while you're doing this monotonous movement of picking up receipts and piling them up. That's just one tactic and strategy I use to get through it, because it can get a little mundane and we can want to get stuck and stop and just walk away, but it's got to get done. So let's just power through. So for these receipts, I just folded them up and put them in the receipt folder because like I said, at this point I was getting very tired, and I just wanted to get everything put away. And then when I come back to revisit again, I'll go through them and categorize them. I try to do this at least once a week and enter into an Excel sheet where I keep a budget of personal expenses and business expenses and daily and weekly expenses, and then falling into monthly expenses. This is where I track everything, and I choose one day a week where I go through that and enter in the data. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a video on the Excel sheet for budgeting, and I'll go ahead and work on that for you guys. So this paper that I'm working on here is a health insurance card. I usually scan the whole package in and then keep copies of the cards in my wallet and another copy in my husband's wallet. And then in this case, I just filed away the paperwork that came with it. But I don't think it's necessary. Tell me in the comments below, do you guys keep all this paperwork or do you just shred it? I probably will end up shredding it, but like I said, at this point I was tired and just want to finalize this whole process so I can move on to something else and start my day on Sunday. So I'm pretty much done here. I'm just tidying up the rest of these items and putting them where they go and finalizing my last file, which is the ID file or ID cards. Any additional IDs that I have, just file them away. And I'm gonna go ahead and start purging out these files. Any old files that I no longer need, just get rid of them. And I have a thing about matching. Everything has to match, make me feel good. I try to use the KonMari method, like I mentioned before. So if it brings joy, it makes me feel good, I keep it. These marble hanging folders, I really love them. I feel like they're versatile and go with everything in my room now that my office is in my room. And I just want to keep it as simple as possible so I can keep a clear mind as I get through my tasks and my work. So you'll see here, I'm just going to purge this out and make sure all the hanging files are matching, and then load it up with my new easy access files that I'll be using going forward. which are a few years of taxes that need to be reviewed and organized better. They're pretty organized, but I just like to revise them every once in a while, make sure everything's accurate and scanned properly, matching my digital files. And those go filed with my hard copies, so that's a separate filing area where that goes. So I'm just kind of going through it, making sure it's all right, and then I'll go put it in its proper place. I also like to make sure they're in chronological order of year. So I always file the taxes the most recent year and then going back up to 7 years, I believe. I usually keep 7 to 8 years of taxes on hand. I believe that's the requirement for where I live, at least. So that's what I try to do as far as filing my taxes. As you can see, some of them are written, so I'm gonna at some point fix that and make sure they're all labeled consistently with my Dynamo label maker. Alright, so now I'm ready to start organizing my easy access files with their hang folders. I'm separating out 2 different designs here that I have. So now I'm going to go ahead and put everything in its prospective order from importance and frequency that I use it. So the more frequent I use the folder, the more upfront it's going to be, starting with my action items and to-do list. And then in the back will be other items that I need to look through. So we've finally pretty much reached the end of the video. Once I finalize these folders, and I'll just pick up any miscellaneous items, and we're pretty much done. So thank you for watching my video, and I hope you got some good tips from here or some good ideas. If you have any ideas for me, I'm open to receiving them. Comment below with your questions and suggestions. Remember to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching my video. Happy organizing and have a productive day.